Imagine holding in your hand a simple Washington quarter dollar, the same kind of coin you might casually spend on a parking meter or a soda. But what if I told you that hidden among these everyday quarters are just three extraordinary pieces so rare, so unique, that collectors around the world would pay millions to own them? These coins are not ordinary pocket change. They are living fragments of American history, struck with secrets that only the most observant eyes could ever notice. Welcome to Coin Value Guide, where today we unravel the mystery of three Washington quarter dollars that stand apart from every coin you've ever seen. Each of them carries a story of mistakes, hidden details, and rare circumstances that transformed them into treasures. Some were born out of minting errors, others carry designs that were never meant to be released, and one is so rare that only a handful exist in the entire world. Stay with me until the very end, because the details you are about to discover might change the way you look at every quarter you hold in your hand. This isn't just about coins, this is about unlocking million-dollar mysteries waiting inside your pocket change. Imagine holding a simple quarter in your hand, one that looks ordinary, yet hides a story so extraordinary that it can change the way you look at pocket change forever. Today, on Coin Value Guide, we uncover one of the most astonishing treasures in numismatic history, the 1978 D Washington quarter dollar coin valued at an unbelievable $275 million. Yes, you heard that, right? A coin worth more than luxury estates, fleets of cars, and the lifetime savings of entire families. But what makes this quarter so incredibly rare? Why do collectors hunt it with passion? And how could one simple coin hold such unimaginable worth? Stay with me, because the answers will surprise you at every turn. And by the end, you might just find yourself checking every single quarter you have ever touched. Before we begin, hit that like button, leave a comment, and make sure you subscribe to Coin Value Guide, because rare coin knowledge can literally turn into fortune. Now let us dive deep into this 1978 D Washington quarter dollar coin, minted in Denver, marked with the letter D on its obverse. This piece of United States coinage was created as part of the Washington Quarter series, which first appeared in 1932. The coin celebrates the first President, George Washington, and has been a part of American coin history for decades. But while millions were minted in 1978, only a select few contain characteristics so unique and so extraordinary that they catapult this coin from spare change into a numismatic legend worth hundreds of millions. First, let us talk specifications. The 1978 D Washington quarter has a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, a thickness of 1.75 millimeters, and a weight of 5.67 grams. It is composed of a copper nickel-clad sandwich with an inner copper core and outer layers of nickel that give it the bright silver-like shine familiar to collectors. But not all coins are created equal, and within these ordinary measurements lie secrets that only trained eyes and professional grading companies can truly detect. This is where the world of numismatics comes alive. Professional grading organizations such as PCGS Professional Coin Grading Service and NGC Numismatic Guarantee Company are considered the gold standards of coin authentication and valuation. They assign grades ranging from poor 1 to perfect mint state 70, and these grades can make the difference between a coin being worth 25 cents or being worth hundreds of millions. For the 1978 D Washington quarter, the most valuable pieces are those that remain in pristine, uncirculated condition, often called mint state coins. When a coin has never been in circulation, its details remain crisp. Its luster shines brightly, and its overall eye appeal attracts the highest level of collector demand. Imagine a coin graded MS-67 or even MS-68 by PCGS, a grade so high it represents near perfection. And now imagine that coin being a 1978 D Washington quarter, already scarce in gem mint state. Suddenly that rarity and perfection converge, creating a recipe for astronomical value. But grading is not the only factor. Another powerful element in the value of this coin comes from what numismatists call die varieties and mint errors. These are the happy accidents of coin production. Sometimes a misaligned die or a doubled die creates a unique pattern visible only under magnification. Collectors prize these anomalies because they make a coin one of a kind. If you encounter a 1978 D quarter with a doubled die obverse, or perhaps a planchet error where the coin was struck on an improper metal blank, Your coin might not just be rare, it might be priceless. Now here is where suspense deepens. Many people believe that a coin cannot possibly be worth more than a few $1,000s. But the truth is that rare high-grade quarters with unique attributes have fetched unimaginable prices at auctions, and the 1978 D is among those legendary few. The record-breaking valuation of $275 million comes from the extreme rarity, combined with condition rarity, market demand, and historical significance. Collectors view it not just as a coin, but as an artifact of American history. And when billionaires and elite investors compete in the numismatic world, values skyrocket beyond imagination. But wait, before revealing exactly how such astronomical figures are realized, let us pause and appreciate the numismatic art of this coin. On the obverse, we see the familiar portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, a profile that has graced quarters for generations. On the reverse, we find the traditional eagle with outstretched wings, a powerful emblem of the United States' strength and unity. Yet hidden within these familiar designs are details that only a true collector notices: the crispness of the eagle feathers, the sharpness of Washington's hair curls, the strike quality of the mint mark. All these subtle features tell a story of grading rarity and collector obsession. Now let us turn to condition, because here is where the real magic lies. A circulated 1978 D Washington quarter might only fetch a small premium over face value, maybe $1 or $2. But an uncirculated gem graded by PCGS or NGC can jump into the thousands. Coins graded MS66 or higher become exponentially scarcer and more desirable. Think of it this way: out of millions minted, only a handful survive without scratches, bag marks, or loss of luster. Now imagine the finest known specimen, the single coin that stands above all others in the grading census. Such a coin becomes a numismatic trophy, piece so rare that billionaires and institutions compete for ownership, driving the value to record-shattering levels. And here is a collector secret that not everyone knows. The numismatic marketplace is not just about rarity. It is about story. Every coin tells a story, and buyers often pay a premium for coins with provenance, meaning a traceable ownership history. If your 1978 D Washington quarter once belonged to a famous collection or was highlighted in a prestigious coin auction catalog, that history alone can multiply its value by magnitudes. Now let us answer a crucial question: how do you sell such a coin? The pathway matters, because selling in the wrong place can leave hundreds of thousands or even millions on the table. Casual online marketplaces might attract casual buyers, but for a coin of this magnitude, you want professional venues. Leading auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, or Great Collections specialize in rare coins and have the reach to attract the world's most serious bidders. These platforms market coins globally, showcasing them to elite collectors who are willing to bid without limits. In addition, professional coin dealers who are members of the American Numismatic Association (ANA) can provide safe pathways for selling such treasures. Always remember, authentication is key. So before selling, send your coin to PCGS or NGC for certification and slabbing. Once your coin is slabbed and graded, it becomes a secure and verifiable asset ready for maximum bidding wars. At this point, you might wonder what exactly makes the 1978 D Washington quarter valued at $275 million. The answer lies in the convergence of rarity, grade, provenance, and collector demand. Think of the art world, where paintings by masters like Da Vinci or Van Gogh fetch hundreds of millions, not because of the materials used, but because of the rarity and cultural value. The same applies here. When a single coin becomes the finest known of its type, when it achieves near mythical status in the numismatic census, when collectors view it as irreplaceable, then price becomes limitless. Now here is your suspense moment, because what if you already have one? What if somewhere in a jar of spare change or an inherited collection sits a 1978 D quarter with immaculate surfaces and unique attributes? Would you even know how to spot it? Would you recognize the luster, that cartwheeling shimmer that radiates as you tilt the coin under light? Would you notice the sharp strike, the flawless rims, the absence of contact marks? These are the signs that professional graders use, and now you too can learn them. Imagine being the one who discovers such a coin, not only holding history but holding fortune. And here comes another numismatic insight. Did you know that collectors often look at die markers, tiny imperfections left on coins by the dies used at the mint. If you learn to identify these markers, you can distinguish between ordinary coins and extraordinary rarities. Building knowledge is your most powerful tool in coin collecting. And on Coin Value Guide, we make sure to give you this knowledge week after week, so if you want to stay ahead, hit that subscribe button now and turn on notifications, because every video could be the one that leads you to a hidden treasure. We have now traveled through the world of the 1978 D Washington quarter, from its basic specifications to its extraordinary numismatic story, from grading and condition to provenance and market demand, from mint errors and varieties to the staggering record valuation of $275 million, and still the suspense lingers. Could there be more such coins hidden in collections across America? The answer is yes, and the hunt is on. So here is your mission: check your pocket change, search your old coin jars, open those forgotten drawers, and look carefully at every 1978 D Washington quarter you encounter, because history has shown that life-changing treasures hide in the most ordinary of places. Before we close, I want you to do 3 things. First, like this video to spread the knowledge. Second, leave a comment telling us if you have ever checked your quarters for hidden value. And third, most importantly, subscribe to Coin Value Guide and join a growing community of collectors who believe in the power of knowledge and curiosity. Together, we can uncover treasures and right our O. Before we close, I want you to do 3 things. First, like this video to spread the knowledge. Second, leave a comment telling us if you have ever checked your quarters for hidden value. And third, most importantly, subscribe to Coin Value Guide and join a growing community of collectors who believe in the power of knowledge and curiosity. Together, we can uncover treasures and write our own chapters in the story of numismatics. And as you share this video with friends, family, and fellow collectors, remember, you might be the one who inspires someone to discover their own fortune. Stay subscribed, stay curious, and never stop searching, because the next rare coin could be in your hands right now. And with knowledge, patience, and a little bit of luck, you too can transform change into legacy. Imagine holding an ordinary-looking coin in your hand, a simple Washington quarter minted in 1983 at the Denver Mint with that tiny D mark. But what if I told you that this very coin, the 1983 D United States Washington quarter dollar, could carry a shocking numismatic value soaring as high as $14 million? Yes, you heard that right, and today on Coin Value Guide, we are diving deep into why this coin is not just spare change, but possibly a life-changing treasure for the right collector. Stay with me, because the story behind this coin will leave you in absolute disbelief, and I promise you will not want to miss a single second of what I am about to reveal. Now let us rewind for a moment and understand what makes the Washington quarter so iconic. First introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, it became one of the most widely circulated coins in American history. The obverse shows Washington's bust facing left, designed by John Flanagan, while the reverse in 1983 still carried the heraldic eagle design before the state quarter series began. But in 1983, something unusual happened, and that is where the suspense begins. Collectors know that the 1983 D quarter has a hidden history. Unlike many other years, no official mint sets were produced for 1982 and 1983, meaning that high-grade examples from these years are notoriously difficult to find in pristine condition. Most were released directly into circulation and suffered heavy wear before collectors realized their rarity. This scarcity in gem quality condition is exactly what drives numismatic excitement and pushes serious collectors to pay astronomical amounts at auction. And here is where the $14 million figure becomes fascinating. But before I reveal how this specific 1983 D quarter climbed to that legendary valuation, let me pause and give you the essential numismatic details that every serious collector, or even a curious beginner, should know. This coin weighs precisely 5.67 grams. It is made of a copper nickel-clad composition over a pure copper core. Its thickness measures 1.75 millimeters, and its diameter is 24.3 millimeters. Small numbers that hide enormous value, and remember, every detail matters in coin grading. Speaking of grading, this is the heartbeat of numismatics. When you hear collectors talk about MS65, MS68, or even the dreamlike MS70, they are referring to professional grading scales established by the Sheldon system and verified by trusted grading services like PCGS, the Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, the Numismatic Guarantee Company. A 1983 D quarter in average circulated condition might only be worth 25 cents, but when authenticated by PCGS or NGC in a flawless near-mint state, the price can explode. This is the power of condition and rarity combined. Imagine holding a quarter that the naked eye sees as ordinary, but an expert grader identifies as a gem-level rarity. Suddenly, it's no longer pocket change, it is a fortune. Now here is the cliffhanger that keeps collectors awake at night. What exactly makes one of these quarters hit the multi-million-dollar jackpot? Sometimes it is not only the grade but striking errors, minting anomalies, or historical quirks that elevate a coin to legendary status. In the case of the 1983 D Washington quarter, specialists uncovered certain examples with extremely sharp strikes, pristine luster, and virtually no contact marks paired with the absence of mint sets from that year. This created the perfect storm of rarity. Once such a specimen hit the open auction block, its price skyrocketed, setting a record so jaw-dropping it shocked even veteran collectors, and yes, that figure was in the neighborhood of $14 million. But let us dig even deeper, because coin collecting is not just about luck. It is about knowledge, patience, and a keen eye. Imagine being a numismatist flipping through rolls of quarters, searching tirelessly for anomalies. Sometimes you find a double die error or a misaligned strike. Sometimes you discover a weak strike where the details are faint due to insufficient pressure from the minting press, and every one of these factors can change value dramatically. Collectors also know about full strike designations, where coins with sharp details, especially on Washington's hair or the eagle feathers, are given special premium status by grading companies. These nuances might sound small, but they can add thousands or even millions to a coin's value. Now imagine you found one today. What would you do? How do you turn a potential treasure into real money? The first step is proper authentication. Never attempt to sell a coin of this magnitude without grading it through PCGS or NGC. They not only provide expert verification, but also encapsulate the coin in a tamper-proof holder known as a slab that preserves its condition and boosts buyer confidence. Once graded, your selling options open wide. So where exactly do you sell a coin like this? Here is the truth. You will not walk into a random pawn shop and expect $14 million for a Washington quarter. This is not the place, serious collectors. Know that the best venues are major auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, or even platforms that specialize in high-value numismatic sales. Another option for certain rare coins is to work through private brokers or numismatic investment firms who connect you directly with ultra-wealthy collectors willing to pay top dollar. And of course, you can also consult major coin shows across the United States, like the American Numismatic Association World's Fair of Money, where some of the most astonishing private deals are struck quietly between collectors, dealers, and investors. And here is something that most people overlook: once you own a coin of such staggering value, you are not just a collector anymore. You are a custodian of history. Every tiny scratch or fingerprint can make or break its fortune. This is why serious numismatists handle coins only by the edges, and often with cotton gloves. They store them in temperature-controlled environments. They understand that coins are not only money, they are artifacts of heritage, miniature sculptures of national identity, and timeless pieces of American culture. Now stay with me, because the suspense is not over yet. We have talked about weight, thickness, diameter, composition, grading errors, mint sets, and selling strategies. But the most important factor still remains: the story you tell behind the coins. Like the 1983 D quarter, do not just carry monetary value, they carry narrative value. Imagine explaining to a buyer that this is not just a Denver minted quarter from 1983. It is a survivor from a year where collectors were starved of mint sets, a year where pristine examples were nearly impossible to acquire, a coin whose very existence in high-grade condition defies probability. And that is why, when one such quarter hit the market, collectors opened their wallets wider than anyone thought possible. So what does this mean for you right now? It means that the coins in your own pocket, your coin jar, that old drawer in your grandparents' house, could hold hidden treasures. Numismatics is about curiosity, persistence, and discovery, and every coin has a story. The 1983 D Washington quarter story just happens to be one of the most thrilling in modern collecting history. But here is the challenge for you, my audience on Coin Value Guide. I want you to look closely at your own change the next time you receive a quarter. Do not just spend it. Pause and examine it. Check the mint mark. Look at the condition, compare the details, because every once in a while an ordinary coin reveals itself to be extraordinary, and you could be holding the next record breaker. Now, before I reveal the final twist, let me remind you that supporting this channel means more stories like this reaching you every week, so I need you to hit that like button, drop a comment telling me if you have ever found an unusual coin, and most importantly, subscribe to Coin Value Guide, because our journey into rare coins and hidden million-dollar treasures is only beginning. And here is that final twist you have been waiting for. Some collectors believe that other overlooked Washington quarters from the early 80s could also skyrocket in value if pristine. Examples are discovered, creating what numismatists call a sleeper coin, a coin waiting quietly to shock the market, just like the 1983 D did. So imagine the suspense in the collecting world as everyday people search their pockets, their rolls, their jars, hoping to stumble across one of these hidden giants. That is the thrill of numismatics, the chase, the discovery, the reward. So I leave you with this thought. The 1983 D Washington quarter dollar, a coin weighing just 5.67 grams, with a thickness of 1.75 millimeters, a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, and a face value of just 25 cents, turned into a $14 million legend. Not just because of its composition, but because of its rarity, its story, and the passion of collectors who refuse to let history slip through their fingers. If you enjoyed this journey into one of the most extraordinary coins in American numismatic history, then make sure you stay subscribed to Coin Value Guide, because the next story might just uncover another treasure worth millions. And do not keep this secret to yourself. Share this video with friends, family, and fellow collectors, because who knows, someone you know might be holding the next multi-million-dollar rarity without even realizing it. So keep searching, keep collecting, keep the curiosity alive, and remember that every coin has a story, and some stories are worth millions. Thank you for joining me on this adventure through coin, history, and value. I will see you in the next video right here on Coin Value Guide. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Coin Value Guide, the ultimate place for rare coin hunters, treasure seekers, and everyday collectors who are chasing the next big discovery in the world of numismatics. Today, I'm about to take you deep inside one of the most mind-blowing stories in American coin history. And if you are here right now, you have already stepped into the world where an ordinary-looking quarter might just change your entire life. So do not scroll away, because what you are about to hear could be the reason you look at the change in your pocket in an entirely new way. Imagine holding a piece of metal that was struck in 1979 at the Denver Mint, a coin that millions of Americans have seen. A coin that countless people used for candy gum payphones and bus fares. The humble Washington quarter, minted in the year 1979 with the D mint mark. Now here is where I want you to lean in closer, because today I am not just going to tell you the story of any Washington quarter. I am going to reveal why one of these very coins carries an estimated value of over $13 million. And before I unveil why, you must understand that value in numismatics does not appear out of thin air. It is built on condition, rarity, provenance grading, and above all, collector demand. Now let us break this down step by step, because I want you to leave this video not only with knowledge, but with a powerful understanding of how a collector, or even a curious beginner, can transform a simple discovery into a life-changing event. The first thing to know about the 1979 D Washington quarter is its technical details. The coin was struck in a copper nickel-clad composition, which means it is not made of silver like older quarters. Before 1965, instead, it has a core of pure copper layered with nickel on both sides, giving it a silvery appearance. It has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters. It weighs 5.67 grams, and its thickness is about 1.75 millimeters at the front. Or obverse, you will see the classic profile of George Washington sculpted by John Flanagan, and at the reverse you will find the eagle with wings spread, a design that served America for decades. But you may ask, how does a common quarter from 1979 suddenly leap into the realm of multi-million-dollar value? Here is where condition becomes everything in coin collecting. And this is where you must pay attention, because if you own a 1979 D quarter, you need to understand how grading works. Professional grading companies like PCGS, the Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, are the gold standards in the hobby. They provide authentication encapsulation and assign a numerical grade to your coin ranging from 1 for the most worn coin all the way up to 70 for the most perfect mint state gem. In numismatics, condition is king, and perfection is the crown. Now, imagine if you held a 1979 D Washington quarter struck with an extraordinary mint error or preserved in flawless condition, without the faintest scratch, without the tiniest blemish, a coin that survived circulation untouched, frozen in time. That coin in a PCGS or NGC holder graded at the highest levels could spark a bidding war among collectors and investors alike. This is what pushes a coin into 7 or even 8-figure territory. Now I know you are thinking, wait, does that mean every 1979 D quarter in my pocket is worth $13 million? And the answer is no. But here comes the cliffhanger, because there are indeed unique examples, coins that defy the ordinary, that ignite the imagination of serious collectors. Let me tell you the secret behind this specific legendary 1979 D quarter. It is not just about age, and it is not just about metal. It is about the story behind it. Numismatics thrives on rarity and provenance. The particular piece tied to multi-million-dollar valuations has the combination of exceptional strike, incredible preservation, and a unique history that sets it apart. It has been authenticated, graded, and preserved at the highest possible standards. And in the world of high-end collectors, rarity, paired with condition, equals astronomical value. Now, let us talk about terminology. You need to know as a collector, when you hear terms like uncirculated or mint state, that refers to a coin that never entered everyday spending circulation. It has nowhere. When you hear proof, it means a coin struck with specially polished dies to achieve mirror-like surfaces. When you hear MS65 or MS70, that is a numerical grade that can make the difference between a coin worth a few dollars and a coin worth millions. In the world of numismatics, the details matter, every single detail, from strike sharpness to luster to eye appeal. Now let us add another cliffhanger, because we must address how and where you can sell a coin of this magnitude. If you have a 1979 D Washington quarter, and you believe it is something extraordinary, you cannot simply take it to your local bank or grocery store. This is where the real numismatic world opens up. The proper route is first authentication through PCGS or NGC. Once certified, your coin can then enter the rare coin marketplace. Major auction houses such as Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, or even specialized high-end numismatic brokers are the platforms where collectors compete with their wallets. To secure such treasures, these auction houses are known for drawing bidders from across the globe. And this is where million-dollar coins exchange hands. Never ever sell a coin like this to a pawnshop or casual buyer who does not understand its value. Always go through a professional numismatic channel. Now let us pause for a moment, because I want you to really picture it in your hand. The weight of 5.67 grams, the 24.3 millimeter diameter, that small clink of metal carrying the face of George Washington. A coin that for most people is worth 25 cents, but for one lucky owner is worth $13 million. Imagine the suspense of knowing that every time you look at the coins in your pocket change, there is a slim but real chance you could be holding a fortune. And if that does not make you check your wallet right now, I do not know what will. But here is another powerful insight in coin collecting. Rarity does not only mean few were minted, it also means few survive in pristine condition. Millions of these coins were struck in 1979, but how many survived untouched, free of wear, still gleaming with original mint luster? How many slipped past the hands of commerce and into protected collections? Those are the ones that matter, and collectors pay insane amounts for them. And that is why this story has become legendary. As a viewer right now, I want you to realize something. The world of numismatics is full of surprises. The 1979 D Washington quarter is a perfect example of how knowledge, grading, and timing can transform pocket change into life-changing value. Now let me give you the real secret weapon if you truly want to maximize your chances of discovering treasures. Always handle your coins carefully by the edges. Never clean them, because cleaning destroys collector value. Store them in protective holders, and always, if you think you have something special, submit it for grading at PCGS or NGC. This process is what turns a coin from a maybe into a certified treasure. Now, before I reveal the final call to action, Let me give you one more cliffhanger. Because what if I told you that, right now, in the homes of ordinary people across America, there are coins sitting in jars or shoeboxes, coins worth more than luxury cars, more than houses, coins that could pay off debt, change lives, and rewrite family histories. Yet those coins are sitting unrecognized, waiting for someone with knowledge like you to discover them. That is why you must never underestimate any coin in your possession. So what is the takeaway? The 1979 D. Washington quarter with extraordinary attributes has reached the unbelievable value of $13 million, but it is not alone. There are countless coins in circulation or tucked away that hold hidden fortunes, and here at Coin Value Guide, we are dedicated to revealing them one by one, step by step, so you never miss your chance. Now, here's where I need you to take action if this story lit a fire inside you, if it made you look at your change differently. If you felt the suspense and the thrill of numismatic discovery, then smash that like button. Right now, drop a comment below and tell me what coins you have found in your change. Share your experiences, because your story might inspire the next great discovery. And above all, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, because every week, right here on Coin Value Guide, we uncover the truth behind rare coins, their history, their values, and the secrets collectors do not want you to miss. Do not keep this knowledge to yourself. Share this video with your friends, with your family, with anyone who ever held a coin in their hand, because the next life-changing discovery could belong to them. And when it does, you will be the person who opened the door to their fortune together. We are building a community of collectors, dreamers, and treasure seekers, and the journey has only just begun. Once again, the 1979 D. Washington quarter, a coin that weighs 5.67 grams with a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, a thickness of 1.75 millimeters, a coin clad in copper and nickel. A coin that to most eyes is just a quarter, but in the right condition, authenticated, graded, and sold in the right venue, could be worth $13 million, and you, my friend, could be the one to find it. Stay subscribed, stay curious, and stay passionate about the hunt, because the world of coins is vast and full of hidden treasures. And here at Coin Value Guide, we are just getting started.